I'm definitely challenged with technology this morning. Thought we had the cameras figured out, and the SD card was full. So I'm headed back from driving out to the property that we have a bid on, just to see what that agriculture is, whose farm it is, and we're doing research on that. The interesting thing is we couldn't find anything on the internet, nothing from satellite, other than Andy says he scrolls and scrolls and scrolls, and it is nothing but ag. So traipsed out here, found a forestry office, you know, somebody that lives in a house. He's been living there for a couple years. He answered the door right away, told us who owned it, told us where the headquarters was, and you know, Andy's doing research now. So I asked him a couple questions about runoff and pesticides, things like that. He's, you know, not so concerned. He says he doesn't have any issues. They do spray every other day, he said. So this is on the heels of me watching videos this morning. I watched a documentary, GMO OMG. I urge you to check it out. Early on in our marriage, Andy said to me, open your pretty little eyes, because I definitely, you know, was corporate minded. Any bullshit that was fed to me, I sucked it up and believed it. And until, you know, he said, just do your own research. I'm not telling you which way to think. I'm not, just do your own research. And that's another reason why this move and why we're doing what we're doing. While I cannot control all the GMOs in our life, and it's overwhelming doing the research and feeling very frustrated that, you know, no matter what I do, I recycle, no matter what we do, it's never going to be enough. I can only control what I can control, and you know, that's what we're gonna do. So I urge you to do the same. Oh, there's a controlled burn up ahead. I can't show you because I'm driving. A little orange grove, and then they've got a burn site. You can see it. You can only control what you can control, and that's what we're gonna do. So Andy's brother said, gosh, aren't you worried about runoff? Aren't you worried about pesticides? Yes, we absolutely are. The acreage, when you take a look at Florida acreage, there's a lot of things that we have to consider. We have looked at properties that have more woods. I wish I could show you what that looks like, but there's a lot of, it's called, it's that palm brush. It's thick and it's very expensive to have removed. Yes, we have looked at properties like that. And the other thing is soil testing. You know, the soil in Florida is quite sandy, and we're gonna have to deal with that. So when you look at the video of me walking through the property, you can see patches of sand where the grass is growing up through. Yeah, that's an issue. We're gonna have to deal with it. We had to make some decisions, and we finally created a top 10 list. You know, what are you looking for in a property? What am I looking for? We wanted a home, not a trailer or a manufactured home. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I was specifically looking for a structure. Didn't have to be anything fancy. This one is not fancy. I wanted a couple other structures on the property, and this does. We need a well and a septic that works. I'm passing by water. We have a ton of that in Florida, although it's not the kind of water that we can drink, not like the mountains where you can tap into a spring, or there's not a whole lot of that. We have brackish water, we have seawater. We do have aquifers, and so the depth of the well is very important, and we have a home that we think is going to work, and the well is over 300 feet deep. So the water testing is being done right now to tell us about the quality of water, but and then of course a septic tank that works. So we had a top 10 list, and you know, woods isn't always what we ran into when we found a piece of property and we cross-referenced it to our, you know, top 10. You know, a lot of it was cleared, so we had to make some decisions. This particular property does have quite a bit of oak trees in one section. Not that we could sustain ourselves from those oak trees, you know, if we needed to, you know, use the wood, you know, to cook or heat or anything like that. We're gonna have to come up with some alternatives. But anyway, the question was asked, are you concerned about that ag? The answer is yes, and we're going to continue to do some research on it. We could still pull out at any time. We're battling with a bulldog of a realtor, the seller's realtor. I mean, he is a bully. And while we got these inspections done and turned in on time, he is calling those companies and bullying them to make different decisions and adjust the inspections that we paid for. So we're dealing with that. Interesting times. So we have a lot going on, but you know, now we're a little bit closer to who our neighbors are, and I just thought I'd take you on the ride.